curls gently beside you. Its orange glow dances across your tired face. The flames rise slowly, like breathing, rising and falling. You lean back against a mossy log, wrapped in your soft blanket. The forest is quiet tonight. Only the sound of distant crickets, a soft breeze through the tall trees, and the comfort of the fire. Beside you, curled up in a bundle of warmth, is the baby dragon. Tiny, emerald-scaled, with wings tucked in and breath soft as silk. You feel the gentle warmth of its body, like a miniature furnace curled at your side. Its little eyes are closed, breathing slow, peaceful. You let out a deep breath, letting the tension of the day melt away. Everything feels still now, like time has paused just for this moment. You glance up at the sky. 1,000 stars shimmer like silver dust, scattered across deep velvet blue. The moon is full, casting pale light through the branches above you. The baby dragon stirs slightly. It gives a little sigh, the sound like a kitten mixed with a whisper of wind. You smile, reaching over slowly, gently stroking the smooth scales along its back. The texture is soft, like polished stone warmed by the sun. You feel the faint rumble of its tiny purrs deep in its chest. It presses closer to you, nestling under your arm. You whisper softly, "It's okay, little one. I'm here." It makes a quiet cooing sound in reply, then settles again, eyes drifting closed. You glance at the small pouch beside the fire. Inside, a few berries, a half loaf of travel bread, and a water skin. You're not hungry, though. Not tonight. The warmth of the fire and the dragon is enough. You close your eyes for a moment. The sounds of the night drift in like lullabies. Owls hooting in the far distance. Leaves brushing softly against one another like secrets passed on the wind. You let your breathing slow, matching the rhythm of the fire, the dragon, the stars. The fire cracks. Another log shifts. Sparks drift upward like tiny glowing fairies. You open your eyes, just enough to watch them rise, then vanish into the darkness above. The baby dragon curls tighter. Its tail wraps gently around your wrist like a soft ribbon of heat. You feel its little heartbeat, steady, calm, like a drum in the still of night. You smile. You've only known this creature for 2 days, and already it feels like it trusts you. You remember the moment you found it. You had been walking through the mountain pass, tired, cold, and lost. The storm had caught you by surprise that afternoon. Heavy rain, thunder that echoed through the canyons like distant giants growling. You had taken shelter in a hollow between 2 rocks. That's when you heard the sound. A tiny cry, faint and sharp, like glass on wind. At first you thought it was a bird, but then you saw it, the little green creature, soaked, shivering, tangled in thorny vines, wings drooping, barely able to lift its head. You had moved slowly, carefully untangling the vines, whispering soft words. You didn't know if it could understand, but it stopped struggling and just looked at you. Its eyes, large, glowing, filled with something ancient and gentle, something you couldn't explain. You took it with you that night, wrapped it in your coat, fed it little pieces of dried apple from your pack. And now, here you are, 2 nights later, by the fire, with a bond forming that neither of you fully understand. But you both feel it. You shift slightly, careful not to disturb the dragon. It lets out a tiny snort, a puff of warm air against your side. You chuckle softly, brushing some fallen leaves from its wing. A single shooting star zips across the sky above you, a thin white line, gone in a blink. You don't make a wish, because in this moment, you already have everything you need. The logs in the fire settle again, the heat brushing your face. Your eyes grow heavier, not from exhaustion, but from peace, the kind of peace that only comes when you know you're safe, you're warm, and you're not alone. You glance once more at the dragon. Its tiny claws twitch in sleep. Maybe it's dreaming. You imagine what it could be seeing, soaring over mountains, chasing birds through the clouds, bathing in pools of molten gold. Maybe one day, you'll see that with it. But for now, this moment is enough. You lean back, letting the firelight paint soft shadows across your face. You whisper again, "Sleep well, little one," and slowly, your own eyes close. You stay there for a while, your hand resting gently on the baby dragon's back, feeling the soft rise and fall of its tiny breath. The fire still crackles, but it's quieter now, as if it too has grown sleepy. The night air wraps around you, cool and still, but not uncomfortable, because the warmth of the fire and the little dragon beside you keep the cold far away. You tilt your head back slightly and look up through the tall trees. The stars, they shimmer like distant lanterns, spilled across the dark velvet sky. You wonder if dragons dream of flying that high. Someday, this baby dragon might soar beyond the clouds. A soft snore, very soft, rumbles from the dragon's tiny nose, like a whisper, and it makes you smile. You gently run your fingers over its tiny scales again, this time slower, with more care. You don't want to wake it. You glance to your side and notice the way the shadows move. The flames flicker, casting gentle dances of light across the trees, your face, and the dragon's sleepy body. The scent of the forest deepens. Fresh pine, damp moss, a little earthy, but calming. You breathe in slowly, letting the peace of this place sink into you. In your lap, you feel the dragon twitch gently, maybe dreaming, maybe chasing butterflies in its dreamscape, or flying low over golden fields. Your eyes begin to feel heavier now, not because you're tired in a normal way, but because your whole being is relaxing, slowing, melting into the moment. You shift slightly to lean against your pack, just enough to rest your head without disturbing the dragon. It makes a soft little chirp, a sound like a yawn, and then settles again. You listen carefully. The fire, the wind through the leaves, the quiet breathing of your small companion. It's a lullaby that belongs only to this forest, only to this night. Above you, a shooting star streaks by, and for a moment, you consider making a wish. But what would you wish for when you already have this moment? This strange, magical, perfect moment. The fire crackles once more, brighter for a second, then dims back to glowing coals. You wonder what tomorrow will bring when you and the baby dragon wake. Will it follow you? Will it return to the wild? For now, you don't need answers. You only need rest and trust. Trust that whatever is ahead, their faint warmth still drifting toward you. The sky above has shifted. The stars have moved slightly. A slow rotation of the heavens. You feel rested, but not fully awake. Not yet. You're still in that in-between place where dreams and reality are difficult to separate. The baby dragon is still nestled beside you, its small chest rising and falling in a gentle rhythm. Its scales catch the faint light from the coals, reflecting little flickers of red and gold, like it's glowing from within. You remain still. You don't want to break this calm, this perfect stillness that surrounds you. Your fingers twitch slightly, and instinctively, you rest your hand gently over the dragon's side again. It shifts under your touch, but doesn't wake. Instead, it lets out a soft, tiny trill, a noise that sounds like contentment. The forest around you is completely quiet now. Not even the sound of wind. Not a single leaf rustling. It's as if the world has paused, just for you, just for this moment. You take in a slow, deep breath, and you can still smell the burned wood, mixed with the soft scent of moss, and something else now, something faintly sweet. You realize it's coming from the dragon. A warm, gentle fragrance, like sun-warmed stone and wildflowers. It's oddly comforting. You wonder if it's the way all dragons smell, or if this one is special. The dragon twitches again, and you see its claws move slightly, as if it's walking in its dream. You can't help but imagine what it sees. Maybe it's soaring above ancient mountains, or curled up under a waterfall, or playing with other dragons its size. Somewhere safe, somewhere warm. You rest your head back down and let your eyes drift closed once more. Not because you're tired, but because the stillness is inviting. Your mind begins to drift, and the crackling of the fire coals fades into a hum, low and soft, like a lullaby sung by the forest itself. In the quiet of your rest, you begin to hear distant memories, echoes of your journey, the path through the woods, the hidden stream where you filled your canteen, the ruins you passed at sunset, old stones covered in ivy, as if the world had forgotten them long ago. And then, the moment you found the dragon, alone, cold, curled up in the hollow under that tree, like you've always belonged to each other. You reach a clearing with a lake so still that the stars above reflect perfectly in its surface. The dragon stops, lowers its head, and gently touches its nose to the water, and suddenly a soft glow spreads from the lake, filling the clearing, illuminating the trees, the stones, your hands. And you wake. Your eyes flutter open. The fire's almost out now. Only a faint pulse of heat remains, but the baby dragon is still there, still sleeping, still safe, The sky above is slightly lighter now, a hint of dawn in the distance, just the faintest glow. You realize you haven't spoken a single word all night, and yet so much has been said. You give the dragon one last stroke along its tiny back and smile quietly to yourself. You don't know what today will bring, but something inside you knows it's the start of something rare, something magical. The faint light of morning begins to spill across the forest floor, soft and gray at first, then shifting into a gentle gold. You remain still, watching as the shadows slowly change shape, and the first birds begin to sing in the distance. Not loudly, just enough to remind you that the world is waking up. You glance down at the little dragon, still sleeping, its small body now curled even tighter into your side, as if it senses the chill that comes with the fading fire. You gently shift your cloak over both of you, letting the last warmth remain for a while longer. You don't want to move. Not yet. There is something sacred about this moment, this stillness, this connection. You feel as if speaking or standing would break the spell. You close your eyes again, not to sleep, but to feel the moment fully, to listen to the sound of your breath and the soft little puffs of air from the baby dragon's nose. You feel safe, completely safe, in a way you haven't felt in a long time. Your thoughts drift again. You wonder where the dragon came from. Was it part of a nest? Was it left behind? Or did something happen to the others? You don't have the answers, but you do know this. You were meant to find each other. In this place, at this exact time. The dragon stirs slightly, one wing twitching, its nose pressing gently into your arm. Then, slowly, it begins to wake, standing close, as if it remembers the comfort of last night. You take a moment to eat from your pack. A piece of dried fruit, a few nuts. You offer some to the dragon, and it sniffs it curiously, then nibbles, carefully, slowly, as if learning what food even is. You watch it with quiet wonder. This small, mysterious creature, so ancient in its blood, but so new to the world. You finish your breakfast in silence, the fire crackling softly, the birds continuing their morning songs. The forest feels alive now, sunlight breaking through in scattered beams, touching moss, bark, and stone with warmth. You know it's time to move. You can't stay here forever, though part of you wishes you could. You begin to pack your things slowly, folding your blanket, cleaning your little campsite. The dragon watches you, head tilted, eyes blinking slowly. Then, as you finish, it moves closer and gently taps its nose against your boot. You kneel down, placing a hand on its head. It leans into your touch, a bond now fully formed, without a single spoken word. You rise and begin walking back toward the path you came from. Your steps are light, your heart full, and behind you, the dragon follows, its small claws tapping gently on the forest floor. You walk together in silence, through trees now glowing with early light. A soft breeze rustles the leaves above, and the world feels new again. You don't know where the path will lead, or how far it will take you. But now, you are not alone, and somehow that makes all the difference. You reach the edge of the forest, where the trees part, and the hills open before you. You stop for a moment, taking in the view. The dragon stands beside you, its wings twitching gently in the wind, its eyes wide with wonder. The journey ahead is unknown, but beautiful. You take a breath and begin walking again, and the baby dragon follows.